Big news for self-hosted n8n users. Folders are finally here. If you've been automating complex workflows, especially with local AI tools like Ollama, you know how needed this is for organizing, well, everything. I've been working with n8n for over 5 years, and I'm so over the moon about folders finally being added to n8n. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to use this new feature, point out a couple of things to know, and even how you might get features like this early next time around, when there is something else equally as exciting coming down the pike. I've done a number of other videos that showed n8n in the past, since it fits so well with my usual videos about Ollama. As I said, I've used n8n for well over 5 years, even making a Terraform script for installing it on EC2 back when I was still at Datadog. So you know I'm genuinely excited about this product. That's one of the reasons I am super excited to let you know that this is a sponsored video. Unlike most other sponsored videos you may have seen on other channels, this is not a sales piece and definitely not marketing fluff. They had no input into this video. They're going to see the contents the same time that you will. In fact, that's the way other sponsorships on this channel will happen too. So thank you n8n for sponsoring this video. Let's get organized. Yeah, if you're self-hosting, you know this has been missing. Cloud users had it, but we've been waiting. I guess n8n is just so good otherwise we coped. But the good news is, as long as you've updated to the latest version, folders are finally here. If you're new to n8n, let me give you a quick introduction. It's a workflow automation tool with a fair code license that connects apps, services, and APIs together. Think of it like the original Yahoo pipes, or newer tools like Zapier and Make.com, formerly known as Integromat. But you can self-host it and have access to all the source code, and it has some incredibly powerful features for working with AI tools like Ollama. It also lets you easily incorporate your own code, making it so much more powerful than most of the no-code solutions out there that restrict you to their existing nodes. That's why it's become such a cornerstone of my automation stack. The problem was that as you build more workflows, whether they're personal projects or client work or testing, your dashboard quickly comes cluttered. I'm currently managing over 50 different workflows for different purposes on different machines. And before folders, finding the right one was becoming a real challenge. Seriously, folders are going to make managing all of our projects in n8n so much easier. Now, before I show you exactly how to set them up, I gotta ask, how are you currently keeping your automations organized in n8n? Are you using naming conventions, prefixes, tags, or just embracing the chaos? Share your strategies or struggles in the comments down below. And hey, if you're diving deep into automating local AI with tools like n8n, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any future videos on this stuff. All right, now let's jump into my n8n setup. So when you first log in after updating, you might not see anything different, at least not immediately. You need to come over here to Personal on the left. Think of it like your main project area in the self-hosted version. Click that. In the hosted version of n8n, you can create lots of n8n projects, but in self-hosted, we only have this one, and we can't create any more. One thing to note here, this update is specifically for those of us who self-host, which has been an increasingly popular option, especially for people working with local AI models and sensitive data that you might not want to pass through third-party services. Now, see this icon up here? That's what you're looking for. Click it and give your folder a name, maybe something like AI Flows or Mail Automation, and hit Create. You'll see that I've already got a few set up here for different parts of my work. Now, there's no drag and drop yet, sadly. To move a workflow, say this one here, you click the 3 dots, choose Move to Folder, and then you have to start typing the folder name and select it, and boom, it's moved. You can also create nested folders by creating folders inside of folders. This is super useful for a more granular organization if you're dealing with multiple clients or project types. It's fantastic to have, but it's not perfect. I really wish it just showed a list of folders instead of making me search, especially since most of us won't have that many folders, even with lots of projects. And having the cursor already in the search box would be a nice touch. Less mouse clicking. Hopefully, we'll see refinements soon. I should also mention that while you can use the search functionality at the top to filter your workflows, it doesn't yet work across folders. This is a bit of a bummer. So to get a search across all flows, you have to go up to Overview first. The search in that case will show results from all the folders, which is a nice backup when your organization system isn't perfect, and whose is. Now, this officially dropped for everyone around March 31st, but I actually got it a little bit earlier. See, there are different versions you can run when self-hosting. Most people use the latest tag with Docker and npm. That's the stable, tested release. But there's also Next. This is the pre-release, where new features land first for broader testing. It's mostly stable, but might have some quirks. That's what I run because I like seeing what's coming soon, and I know there are some especially cool things coming really soon. That's how I got folders early. There's also Nightly, which is, well, very bleeding edge. For most of us, you'll probably stick to latest, but knowing about Next is handy if you're eager like me. For those of you who want to try the Next version, it's pretty straightforward. If you're using Docker, just change your image tag from latest to next in your Docker compose file or run command. If you're using npm, you can install with npm install n8n at next. Just remember to back up your data before switching versions, especially if you're running important workflows. I should also mention that the n8n team has been very responsive to community feedback. So if there are features or improvements you'd like to see in folders implementation, make sure to join the n8n community forum or their Discord server and share your thoughts. This is how features like folders for self-hosted users eventually make it into the product. Now, before I wrap up, I want to share a quick example of how I'm using folders to improve my workflow. I've created a dedicated folder for my social media posting process, where I have several n8n workflows that work together. One pulls posts from my database, and the others post to X and Blue Sky and Threads and Mastodon. Having these related workflows in a single folder makes the entire process more cohesive and easier to maintain, and I can finally stop that subscription to Buffer. In fact, this set of workflows is far more powerful than anything I had with that tool. Now, if you're interested, let me know and I will post a video about that flow soon. If you're new to n8n or haven't tried integrating it with Ollama yet, I have several tutorials on my channel that walk through setting up these powerful AI automation workflows, and I have a lot of others coming really soon. Check out the playlist that I've linked to in the description below. So there you have it. Folders are finally in self-hosted n8n. It's a simple feature, but absolutely essential for keeping those complex AI automation workflows organized. Of course, folders don't do anything if you don't know the basics of installing with npm or Docker. So check out this video next where I go through all of that. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Goodbye.